Welcome back to Sugar,
Space,
and everything nerdy. And today we're doing
Cosplay.
Going great so far already.
Today we have our special guest.
Hi, I'm Grace. You can find me on the gram at Kittykatt Giggles. That's cat with a K and 2 T's.
And once again, I'm Watkins.
I'm Michelle.
And I'm Natasha.
We all dressed up today, obviously on theme.
Yeah.
We're looking great. So I'm going to talk about what they wore today.
You want to go?
Yeah,
All right, sweet. Let's start.
Yes. I am a big fan of mashups, for one, and today
Love
we've
mashups.
got Jedi Anna with my cloak and my braids and my lightsaber with her little ribbons.
Yeah.
So I say I like mashups. I'm also just an all-around nerd. Star Wars and Disney.
And you made most of this yourself, or was it like kind of pieces you bought and put together?
This was bought. This was made. Bought. It's all a combination. Actually, a friend of mine, Sinister Spidey on Instagram,
Good plug.
is the one who created this lightsaber for me. We
Nice.
got the base from
cool.
Ultra Sabers, and then he designed it and customized it.
that.
So yeah.
Cool.
I love the details with the A on it, all in
that's
style
nice.
and
I didn't
whatnot.
notice that.
And it works, yeah.
Watkins.
Okay, well, good. I'm actually also doing a mashup of sorts. It's kind of a lazy closet cosplay. But I have a 90s Aurora, and I got my pink flannel. Probably shouldn't stand up, but I'm going to. And
Turn around. Let's see the back.
the back says, "Make it pink, make it blue," which is super cute. And I got like my Briar Rose choker on and my hat and stuff because I like doing mashups as well, but things that with like clothes that I would also wear in real life.
I'm all for a cute Disney bound.
Yeah, exactly. I guess if it would be, I would have a wig if it was a closet cosplay, truly. But it just makes it easier because then this is something that I would wear outside of this too. It's just like a cute like pink flannel, so I could just like wear it on the daily. Like I would probably just walk out and like wear this.
You could wear that,
Yeah, you
to
can
the
wear
park.
that.
100%.
Don't think you're
100%.
cosplaying at all.
Right.
Yeah.
There's all these really cool details, like the fairies are on the. I almost said cuff. This is the cuff.
Yeah, that's definitely
Yes.
Great. And it's got like her signature on the collar. I'm sorry, I'm touching the mic. I know. Right there.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just kind of fun to like, and it also, I think, I've seen art of like the Jedi Anna and like the Star Wars, like Disney World. And I think it's really cool to do mashups based on like people's actual art or just things. And I was like, you can do 90s almost anything. Or,
Oh yeah, they've done Game of
that's true.
Thrones and
Right.
the princesses and
I think
whatnot.
my favorite Disney bounds I've ever done was a 90s Donald Duck.
Oh,
So
hell
It
yeah.
was like really, really cute.
Yeah, and they're so cozy. It was like
Comfy.
my options were either this or like a Playboy Tinkerbell, and I really didn't want to put on a corset bodysuit today.
Yeah, no.
So,
Especially to sit down in for so
right,
long.
I know. I would have just left the bottom half like unclipped. No one would have known, but
Yeah, I kind of did the same thing. I actually did this for MomoCon. It's like this kind of Disney-bound Megara. It's actually a short dress. So, and then just a scarf I had, and then I made the buttons that
and
go on
didn't
it.
you meet the voice actress in
I
this?
did. Susan Egan was at MomoCon, and
that's
she
so cool.
loved it. She actually got a picture of me and posted it on her Instagram, and I was just like fangirling so hard.
That's goals, man. Who did you bring today?
So today I am Killer Frost.
Yes.
Because I love, even though they're not doing well, I love everything with DC.
Just the cinematic.
Well, she's in the show.
I was going to say TV shows are good.
In Flash,
Oh,
kind of. It's not like OG. It's not,
yeah, she's
it's
there.
not this Killer Frost.
Yeah, but this is one of my favorite versions of her. And other than the wig, I made everything.
Ah.
So,
Awesome.
So
yeah.
what's this made out of?
I use Warbler to make this, and
Nice.
it's connected with magnets.
Magnets.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Oh, that's smart.
yeah, purse magnets.
Nice.
Awesome.
So how
I
much do
use
you sew all
everything
this
I'm a big
too?
fan of clips and snaps usually.
Oh yeah.
That's what these are, snaps, because it makes it easier to
Snaps.
wash.
Oh, man.
So like, one tip is if you're gonna do something like with clay, which is what this is,
Yeah.
removable, so it's easier to wash.
Removable.
Or if you do any Sailor Scout ever with all the pieces,
Oh,
and they're
God.
all
Have them
snapped.
all.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh god, yes. Velcro
smart.
and snaps.
Like I put the magnets down like right here, and then I put the I had my hairspray like on the other side, like
Oh, no.
at least this much space, and it was like whoa. I was like, so I
just
guess
like
when I finally make wings later,
So
it'll
those-
Right.
it'll stay.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
things start like sticking to walls and like elevators, just like okay. Just be wary of metal anywhere around
God.
you.
Well, speaking of wings and stuff, obviously I'm not doing it today, but I've done a Ren Fair tank, and that wingspan is out of I feel like I can't do that too often, especially not at cons, because I'm just gonna take people's eyes out.
Oh,
Like,
God,
just
I
like
made that
corners.
mistake once. I do Anarchy Panty from Panty and Stocking with
I
Garter
love
Belt,
that show.
and I do her with giant feather angel wings,
Yes.
and I kept smacking people in the face all day long.
Dude, I don't know how people with wings do it, because when I did Lara Croft, like just the bow and the arrows with the quiver,
Yeah.
I almost
Oh,
put
yeah.
someone's eye out, like legit.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's
props in
insane.
general are kind of another
Well-
whole thing, depending on what con you're at, or like at Ren Fair, you gotta like piece tie something. Some things you can't even bring. You
That's
guys
when I
have
learned,
problems with that?
Oh, stuff I can't bring?
Yeah.
Nah, not really, because the only weapons I ever really care are lightsabers, and they're usually
Yeah.
okay with that.
That's
So.
As long as I'm not making stuff out of wood, which I try to avoid anyway. Like some
come?
conventions, because some conventions don't want anything to be like heavy or made out of wood.
'Cause it can actually
Because
hurt
it can actually hurt somebody if you're
Oh.
like swinging it around. And I know like a lot of times, I don't really do anything that has guns, but
Right.
like I know like a lot of conventions are really strict as far as making sure that you have like the orange, like
Which
the little
kills,
orange.
and like I understand the point. I did a Lola XOXO, and my 6-shooter that I got was an airsoft one, but it didn't have the orange tip on it, because once you put an orange tip on it, it looks like a toy, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this literally that ruins the entire purpose.
The
of
only
this
con
cosplay.
I know you can get away with that is Dragon Con, because they don't really, because you don't they don't inspect anything.
Right,
But
right.
like here in Georgia, I mean, it's a right to
Like
carry state.
AWA,
Like,
yeah,
you
you-
never know if
Oh, I
someone
didn't even
has,
think about that.
And conventions
AWA,
have the right.
MomoCon, you gotta get the little thing.
Right,
Yeah.
no, for sure DragonCon doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
100%. I saw that meme.
It's my
wondering
favorite
if they
con.
Right.
Yeah.
Not only are there late night panels, but people are partying like through the nights. It's like
Starting at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
I love that they even have like scheduling through the entire like
Oh,
day,
yeah.
like
The
4
thing
in the
is, like-
morning.
And you know what? You
My
could
life.
only get away with that at like the hotels, because if we were at a convention store,
Right, at like
you
World
know,
Congress Center or something, they'd
there's
be like,
no
we got
way.
hours, we got to shut down, man. We got
Exactly.
people working.
Yeah.
What do you guys prefer, cons or photo shoots?
I like them for different reasons.
Yeah.
Like my
True.
fancier, prettier stuff, I do not take to cons. Like it's like, no, this is being held together by hot glue and prayer. Like it's not going to the convention floor.
Some like spit and dreams.
It's gonna fall apart because it'll be like really delicate, or if it'll be something like I like doing photo shoots at cons.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite things to do.
That's
Like,
my favorite
um,
thing. To
I
do.
love
One of my
group
favorites.
shoots.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate to say favorites because I have a lot, but I went to KatsuCon back in February and we did the Hannah Alexander Sailor Scouts.
Oh yes, I saw that. That
And
was
yes, they're so
awesome.
pretty. But a lot of that was literally mesh and lace, and
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like it's very like delicate. So you're like, let's just wear this for a little bit and then go get out of it.
Yep. Oh God,
It's
when I
in
had
DC.
to do, when
Yeah.
I had to do
Trouble.
bell, no matter like the ball gown bell, the really
yeah.
fancy, like because it's got a hoop skirt underneath, so it's pretty wide. Like even just getting through doors is kind of weird.
Oh God, yeah. You
But
gotta
the
bend it.
worst thing was just like it being stepped on. Like why do people follow so close?
Which is
And
what
they-
I've learned.
yeah.
Like at cons, you say, "Oh, how do people?" Earlier, you said something about like people wearing like big stuff. It's like you learn. What you do with that is you stand in one part, especially Dragon Con. You stand there,
Yeah.
you take a billion pictures, and then you go take it off.
Yeah.
And then you go put on something to walk around.
Yeah, a couple
Nice.
years ago, like over 6 years ago, I did a Hawk Girl cosplay, and I had
Full
like
wings?
real
Those
wings, and
giant
it was ridiculous. Like I would never make wings like that again because I used
You made
real. Yes, I used real feathers and I used real metal
Ah.
to make a harness, and it was so heavy.
I'm sure.
But like I wore it for the one day, and it's like after like I did not. Like everyone's like, hey, let's go to the dealer's room. I was like, I cannot.
No.
Like
Can't
no,
walk.
this is
There's no
not
way.
happening.
Did you have like back issues the next day?
Oh my god, it was so heavy.
I'm sure.
I
And,
bet it
like,
looked
at
badass,
first the
though.
feathers are like really light, but then like once you put it on with
with everything
man.
else.
so yeah, EVA foam all the way.
That
next
sounds,
day.
that sounds like
So much
strictly
foam.
photo shoots.
Is
sort
that
of
y'all's
thing.
favorite like material to use for
Yes.
the building
Yes.
stuff?
Yes,
I love
because
foam.
it feels like nothing.
What's the difference between that and like Warbler?
Like Warbler?
Warbler's
Warbler's
more
Are they
heavier.
both kinds of foam?
It's more expensive.
That's true.
And
It's more
Foam is
sturdy, isn't
cheaper.
it?
it is sturdier.
It
but
is.
Yeah.
I like foam because like sometimes you can get dents in it and you can just like use a heat gun.
Oh,
and
dents
get
it
out.
up, yeah.
Yeah.
With which one? With Warbler?
Well, you
With-
use a heat gun with
with
both,
both,
but
yes.
Yeah,
And?
but
Cool.
I mean sometimes you can get dents or whatever in
Heck yeah.
like foam, but
Yeah.
usually you can like get it out.
Now, when you guys are building these kinds of props, do you have to like draft the patterns yourselves, or are you kind of just like eyeballing it?
you
might
can
depend.
either draft your own, but there's plenty of people, like you go on Etsy and they're like selling patterns and stuff.
Oh,
$10, get a pattern, and then you trace it and all that.
For like
so.
props and stuff too, not just like actual costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that is so cool.
Also,
Like they can. There was
some other cosplayers have Kami Cosplay. She has like a whole bunch of patterns on her website. So I have like almost all her books digital and all her patterns.
Oh, she did the big
Or I make a lot of my own, except for like some base stuff.
Yes, but that's you can actually sew though. You got you can work a machine and stuff.
Yeah, my whole house gets taken over.
It's
by
fun.
crafting, pretty much.
it becomes well. See, I've got my cos cave, so I've got we have a guest bedroom at our house that it's completely like my wigs on the shelves, all my clothes hanging up. I've got my little sewing station. Like I've got my little cave in my house.
That's like goals
Yeah.
for
It gets
I'm
destroyed though.
We have a guest room that's supposed to be for just that, but then every table gets taken over.
We haven't had a dining room in months.
It's like this
I was gonna
table.
say, that's just
This table has
what I
foam. This table has my sewing. This table has like resin stuff. Is like
Do you have like 6 projects going at once too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my boyfriend has space for his laptop, so
That's all he needs. That's all he needs.
that's all he needs.
work around it.
He's okay.
I love that. So, what are some things that you guys don't like about doing cosplay, or maybe the community?
Okay, so I did a shoot of my Bombshell Catwoman, which is probably what I'm most known for besides Belle.
Nice.
And it was published by Geek Girls, and I swear, but it never fails. Every time it's published, there's always that, there's
One
few
hater.
guys that are just like, so because she's wearing black and carries a whip, she's Catwoman. It's just like, well, actually, see, here's the art.
Right.
Yeah.
It's based on a real thing. Cool.
Aunt Lucia.
But like also,
I had a
even
guy
if
ask
that
me if I was
it.
a big Sailor Moon fan while dressed like Jupiter.
Wow. That's
Never heard of it.
I don't know.
He's
what
like, how
that
much
is.
do you really like Sailor Moon? I'm like, well,
Clearly more than you do.
what's Sailor Moon?
Eee.
Just ugh.
God, it's just, yeah, it's like, why you gotta be shitty? I mean, honestly,
The
it's like,
gatekeeping sucks.
The whole thing
No,
is
you're doing it for
fun.
attention
I
thing.
mean, come on.
Just to be real, we're cosplayers. We all like attention.
Well, it's like you do it because you want to create something and because you want to be looked at for the thing you created.
Exactly.
yeah.
Or it's like I want to dress up with my friends. Like more often than not, I'm like, oh, you're doing something cool. What in that movie can I do too? Like my best friend did
Yes.
Vanellope last year, and I was like, what can I throw
Collaborate.
together last minute just so that we can like look like we're dressed together? So I did again a mashup. I did a punk taffeta mutton fudge. So I like
yeah.
tie-dyed a denim jacket, and I was like, and then I put glitter on a baseball hat, and I was like, all right, dope. That's it.
I love group
That's awesome.
cosplay. Group cosplay is my favorite thing in the world.
I've never
Yes.
done anything more
Yeah,
than
it's
like 2
so
or 3 people.
fun.
I
Like,
think
I love
for
being groups.
me, it's been a mixed bag with cosplay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I've been part of the community for like a really long time, but I didn't always use Instagram. So there's a mixed bag with social media, and then being a black cosplayer, it comes with a lot of BS with that. So I do have a lot of cosplay friends, and sometimes the comments that they get, because I'm not as well known, but like some of the comments that they get on when I'm scrolling through are just the worst. Like, oh, you're not accurate. It was like, oh, like I think when I did I had posted some pictures that I took back in February from my Power Girl photo shoot that I did with Hair of the Dragon, which I was really excited about because that was
really
like one of
awesome.
my
Go
first
look it up
times
right
doing
now.
a photo shoot.
Yeah.
And someone's comment, I had to ask my friend who speaks Spanish. I was like, "What does this comment mean?" And she said, "It's pretty much this person was saying like, oh, you're sunburnt Power Girl."
Wow.
I was like, wow.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna hex them.
it's a mixed bag.
do you
There's
know
a lot
about,
of support from like other people of color that are in the community, but then sometimes like it can be really hurtful hearing some of those comments.
100%.
I hate that because it's like the girl,
Yeah.
my best friend that got me into cosplay in the first place, that took me to my first con, is a black woman, and it's like, just seeing how, they're treated. It just.
Well, and there's something so dope about being able to like look at a character and be like, it might be a white character, but black people can cosplay that too.
Yeah.
And that's
Right.
almost like cooler sometimes to take something because it's so
Yeah.
easy for old comics especially. They're rooted in the 50s and 40s. Like, of course they started as white characters to be able to take that. And it's like, there's no like canonical reason why Killer Frost can't be black? Why Wonder Woman can't be black? Why almost any character ever can't be a person of color?
Honestly,
I
I
get more.
more
If my little short ass can be Jupiter, I
get more excited when they
100%.
take it a step further and make them more black if they have like the
why is that
natural
thing-
hair.
why is that
Oh,
black?
yes.
I'm not accurate. It's like, well,
Awesome.
I follow a cosplayer that
cares?
does like all her costumes, and like she always gets like curly hair wigs.
Yes.
And like they're amazing.
I
so.
love that.
Do you know about Cosplay Your Way?
Yes,
Tell them
Jabbar
about
is
that.
awesome.
Yeah, I
He's
actually
so
met
fun.
him when I was doing the Bombshell because he was doing Black Cat.
If you're a cosplayer or if like you're into like anything nerdy, like just and you want to do a character, just go for it. Just do it. Like whether you're black, whether you're short, whether you're you know like
disabled
slim,
or-
not like it doesn't matter.
you're in
like,
a wheelchair. Like,
Yeah,
you do
yes,
whatever you
in the
wanna
wheelchair.
do.
There's a whole thing with disabled cosplayers, like
love that.
having issues with that.
They get so
But,
creative
yeah.
too. I've seen
Right. Oh,
I
like
love how
hiccups
they-
in the
On the dragon.
in the dragon.
That's
That
brilliant.
won a contest one year, and
Oh, I believe
everyone
it.
was so excited.
Well,
got
I like
pictures
seeing
and
like
everything.
women. There's one cosplayer, and I don't know her name, but she wears a hijab, and so all of her cosplays like
Yes.
Oh, I
she'll
know
make
what
the
you're talking
fabric
about.
as like
Yes.
instead
her
of
name?
a
It's,
wig, she makes her hijab like the hair color or
Yeah,
something.
and
I was like,
she's
that's so
amazing at
creative.
makeup,
Yes,
too.
I've seen her.
I have her on
can't remember her
Instagram.
name.
We need to let go of the idea of it's like to be a good cosplay, it's got to be 100% accurate to the
Right.
original. We got to let
Accuracy
go of that
isn't fun,
idea.
though.
No, it's
Like
not.
it's more
Right.
fun to take your own spin on it.
Right,
if
like
you,
the mashups.
If it's like if you
Or
can
the
get the
casuals.
details, then
Right.
it's cool. But if you can get like all the intricate details, sometimes
Yeah.
to be accurate is okay,
Right.
but it's not necessary.
Well, I mean,
And
Here's
it's
the
more
crazy
fun
thing.
to do
It's
it.
supposed to be fun.
That's why we do that.
play. Play.
We're
is in the
playing dress
word.
up, guys.
Right.
That's what it is. But
Right,
it's,
it's like-
and it is fun. It is a lot of
Stop
fun.
It's so
policing
much
our
fun.
dress-up games.
I think it's sometimes gatekeepers, but sometimes outsiders. Because like sometimes I've
just
clicked
don't
on
get
like
it.
the comments of people that are saying like really hurtful
They're
things.
never
Yeah.
cosplayers.
And you click on their page, you go to their Instagram, and they may have like maybe 100 photos, and it's just like of random memes or something, or like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like when you do
They're just
like
a
look into
nobody.
them, they're like you're
You're a
like, are you
nobody.
just sad and you're just mad that
100% they
you're just
are.
mad you're not doing it. Like
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank
by
you.
the way,
Thank you for having me. This has
Yeah.
been fun.
know. We're
I'm
gonna
always
start
down to
having-
dress up and talk about it.
100%.
So
I think we're gonna start having more guest people as well more often. I think you're coming back for another episode pretty soon as well.
Yes.
Well, once again, thank you for tuning in. I'm Watkins,
Michelle.
I'm Natasha.
and our guest was.
Grace, and again, you can find me at Kittykatt Giggles. That's cat with a K-A-T-T on Instagram.
And be sure to subscribe.
And like.
And comment.
Bye.
Bye.